Hello, in this video I will be talking about how to start a YouTube piano channel, and I hope that my presentation will provide enough data points for you and inspire you to take that first step. If you have already published some videos on your channel but you're not getting enough traction, then this video is also intended for you, so stay put. Currently, I'm getting about 150 to 200 views daily, and I have published 38 videos on my channel and have been on the platform for about 4 months. Here's my tip number 1. Invest in a digital keyboard. And I'm saying this because if you want to start publishing piano videos on YouTube, you have to make sure that the audio quality of your recordings is top notch. I wouldn't personally recommend recording your acoustic piano because it is so hard to get a refined audio quality, and the microphones are so expensive and so hard to operate. It does look nicer to record yourself playing on a grand piano, of course, but at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, ultimately, are your YouTube viewers going to be interested in the aesthetics of your video or the audio quality? I thought so. Plus, a digital keyboard can never go out of tune unless you throw it out the window. Tip number 2. You want to make the recording process as simple and efficient as possible so that you can create more content in less time with less energy. Which is why I totally recommend getting a studio keyboard that allows you to record your pieces on a USB flash drive. It is such a simple task. You basically insert the flash drive into the keyboard, adjust the volume settings, then press the record button. That's it. You don't need to worry about XLR cables and audio recording software or getting the perfect audio interface and yada yada. You only need a USB flash drive. Also, if your keyboard lets you choose between WAV files and MP3, I would always recommend using the WAV file because this type of audio file is uncompressed and can be used later on if you need to do further professional audio editing. Tip number 3. You need to invest in a camera that can record for at least 1 hour at a time. And I'm saying this from my own experience. You don't want to run out of battery life before you're done recording the best version of the piece you're playing, right? It just feels so terrible, trust me. So make sure the batteries you have can last up to an hour or even more if you can. Usually Sony cameras have a really good battery life. Even though the video quality is not the main focus here, it still counts towards the overall viewer experience, so make sure that you're using proper lighting for your videos. You can get some LED studio lights from Amazon for a relatively cheap price, and they improve your videos so much. It took me about 1 hour to find a good lighting setting for my videos, but once you find what works best for you, there's nothing else left to be done other than turning the lights on and off. Tip number 4. You need to create content that truly stands out, and this might require you to do some creative thinking because there are so many unique ideas your YouTube channel could be different than the rest. For example, I have made an investment in a second camera and a motorized camera glider that allows me to get a smooth camera movement or transition while I play the piano. It does really help make it look more professional, as if someone else is behind the scenes involved in the process of filming, right? But there are so many other ways that don't necessarily need spending money. It could be the room setup, your artistic personality, how committed you are to the music you're playing, your dressing code, using particle effects, and you name it. There's tons of ways. Actually, I would be interested in hearing what ideas you might have about your own YouTube channel, so feel free to leave your opinions in the comment section below, and let's all start a discussion together. At the end of the day, I think it will be so helpful for all of us to share our opinions, learn from each other, and grow together. Tip number 5. Oh my god, I cannot count. You need to optimize your videos for search, and what do I mean by that? Well, you need to find a way to take advantage of specific keywords that are not broadly used. For example, if you were to name your next video Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven First Movement, I can absolutely guarantee that that video is not going to get any views because there is so much competition out there. You will probably have to wait 5 years until something happens to that video, if something happens. There are so many videos on YouTube out there named Moonlight Sonata, right? If instead you titled the video Moonlight Sonata played on Kawaii MP11 SE, then you have just inserted a magical keyword right there, which is in fact the type of piano that I'm using. But that keyword is highly more discoverable in the search algorithm because there's less competition for it and more search demand. So this will inevitably increase the chances that your video is going to be discovered, hence more views, if that makes sense to you. One of the videos that I posted 2 months ago is called Nocturne number 20 in C# minor, and it's such a well-known piece in the piano universe. And as you can see, I added the name of my digital piano, Kawaii MP11 SE, in the title. And now it has almost 1,300 views, which is incredible for my channel's size. If we get into the video analytics, you can easily notice that most of these views came from YouTube search, which is extremely important for your channel, especially at the beginning of your journey when no one knows yet who you are and what you do. It is so important, so crucial to be discovered by new audiences through YouTube search. A second way to optimize your videos for search would be to create something that does not exist on YouTube yet. Or it does exist, but there aren't that many videos in that subcategory or sub-niche, right? So not that many people have covered that specific topic. For example, after watching a TV show on Netflix called Medici, I absolutely fell in love with the soundtrack of it. And then I went on YouTube hoping that I could find some piano covers of the music. And guess what? There were no covers on YouTube. And then I thought to myself, wait a minute, this is a big discovery. If you want to get views, you need to fill those voids in the market and be the first one to provide that much needed value to people. That piano cover that I made about Medici has now reached almost 1,000 views in 2 months, which is exceptional for my channel size. Similarly, a second video that I have posted titled Best Studio Keyboard for Classical Pianists is now reaching the same amount of views. And why is that happening? Well, first of all, I'm going to attach it right here because if you're curious to see it, here it is. But why is it getting views? It is getting views because it's covering a topic that does not really exist on YouTube, right? So I remember that 4 months ago, before I started my YouTube channel, I was interested in buying a digital keyboard. And I went on YouTube hoping that I can find something, a keyboard, that is very similar in terms of keyboard feel and audio quality to a grand piano. And guess what? I didn't find anything. All the videos that were out there on YouTube were piano demos and tutorials, and everything was a complete mess, honestly. There was nothing dedicated for classical pianists. So then I thought to myself, let's create a video that is intended for classical pianists. And here it is. Today, 2 months later, it had almost 1,000 views. This very video I'm doing right now is, as a matter of fact, intended to be more searchable because out of all the piano players in the world, I have not seen any of them like create a YouTube video where they tell you how they have started their journey on YouTube, right? How did I create my piano channel? So I hope to be one of the first pianists on YouTube to do this kind of a video, and I hope this is going to be helpful for you. This is the whole point of this video. I want to help you take those first steps into creating your channel, and I want you to be on the right path because I don't want you to like waste time and then be on YouTube for a year and then you're like, why I'm not getting any views, and etc, etc. Tip number 6. If you want a YouTube channel that gets views daily, you have to commit yourself to creating a lot of videos because this will ultimately create your audience, right? Think of your YouTube channel as if it was a TV show, your favorite TV show, right? Where you get to see a new episode every week. Imagine what would happen if one day out of the blue, your favorite TV show just completely disappears, right? And you don't know anything about it, right? That will be so disappointing. So you want to do that with your YouTube channel as well. I mean, not to disappear, but you want to create videos, right? You have to be there for your subscribers and for the new people that you might be reaching to. So you must commit yourself to a schedule that works best for you and keep posting as much as you can. Don't stop. And finally, tip number 7. Don't worry so much about video descriptions or hashtags. Really, they only play a minimal role in the grand scheme of everything. But you have to pay attention to your thumbnails. You must create custom thumbnails because they play such an important role in the click-through rate. I mean, it's actually the click-through rate, right? You have to create a thumbnail that looks very attractive so that people will click on it and watch your video. In order to do that, I usually use this website called Pixlr. I hope I pronounced it correctly. And I have attached the link below in the video description. They offer free photo editing services and have such a user-friendly interface, really. It usually doesn't take me more than 5 minutes to create a new custom thumbnail for my video. That being said, I hope that you found the content of this video very helpful, and if you have any questions or would simply love to leave any feedback, please don't hesitate to do so. I will do my best to reply in a timely manner. And let's stay in touch and do piano music together on YouTube.